So hi everyone. We're going to discuss this question because somebody asked me this. This is from the handout that your advanced teacher gave you from the linear law. This is the front page. Okay, this is how the front page looks like, and we are looking at this question, question number 1A. I'm going to answer question A and B. Okay, so I think I need to be a little bit wiser in how I record myself. I shouldn't be recording myself erasing the whiteboard. Okay, so the question is, okay, so they give you this graph. Okay, this is log y and this is x. And then they give you a straight line with this point is, oh, this is an illogical question, but fine. I'm going to assume this now, -5 and 2. This is probably wrong, and this is 3, -3. Okay, -3. I'm going to assume that this is wrong because they give the coordinate -5 and 2, and then this one suddenly here is -5 and 2. It doesn't make sense. Okay, because it's supposed to be an x-intercept now. Okay, so based on this, okay, a couple of things that we need to know. First, if we're going to put this into the general equation for the straight line, I know that my y-axis is log y. My x-axis is x. And I also know that because the direction of my line is this way, okay, my m is going to be a negative. Okay, so the question now is to find out what this value is and what this value is. But this is given. Our y-intercept is -3. So immediately, pasti masuk di dalam. Okay, so the only question left for you to do is to find out the gradient. And finding out the gradient is something that you have learned since Form 2, I think. Okay, or Form 4, or even if it's over. Okay, if you're given the 2 points, this is 0 and -3. So I'm going to do the m is equal to -3 minus 2 over 0 minus -5, which will be -5 over 5 is -1. So because of this, log y equals to -1x minus 3. That's all I need to know. Okay, or if I don't want the 1, then my equation will be log y equals to -x minus 3. Probably. Okay. Oh, y in terms of x. Oh yeah, you're right. Okay, fine. So, oh dear. Okay, if I'm going to log y this, okay, remember that this is log 10y equals to -x minus 3. Okay, if I'm going to change this into index format, okay, this will be y equals to 10 to the power of -x minus 3. Something that we learned last year. Okay, just recap. Let's go to a recap session. So if I have y equals to a to the power of x, remember a is the base. Okay, a is the base, x is the indice. So if I change this into log, this will be log a of y equals to x. A is the base. Okay, this is something that we learned last year at the end of the year. Okay, changing my index form to log form. So in this case, this is log a y equals to this whole thingamajig over here is x, the power. Okay, so if I bring the base up here, it will be 10 to the power of -x minus 3. This can change into many forms. You can also write it as 10 to the power of -x plus 3 this way, also can. Or if I really want to be very technically correct, this will be y equals to 1 over 10 to the power x plus 3. But nobody's going to like you if you do this. Okay, so either way is fine. This is the actual correct answer. Okay, but if you ask me, this is good enough. Okay, but this is better. Okay, this is better. But the basis of this is this, to understand how this works. Okay, we learned this at the end of the last year. Okay, so it may take us a while to remember what we were learning last year. Okay, but this is something that we will do when we cover this part next week. Okay, in class. We will cover this in, I can't remember which day, Monday, I think. In Monday, we'll try to do as many of the paper one questions as we can. Okay. Thanks, everyone. Oh, yeah, take a drink. Okay, we're back, and we're going to do step 2, question 6 from the same book. Is it? Same book, step 2, question 6. Okay, step 2, question 6. Yeah, sorry, I didn't forget. I just wanted a drink of water. Okay, sorry. Okay, step 2, question 6. Okay, definite integral. Hold on, need some time. Once again, I'm rubbing off the whiteboard. Okay. Step 2, question 6. Let's take a look at the question. Okay, so I step 2, question 6. Given this is a shading question, right? Yeah. Okay, so like this, and I'm given this is A, this is right angle, this is B, O, this is P, this is Y equals to Fx. This is Y, this is X, and this one is Y equals to Gx. The curve is Gx, and the straight line is Fx. Okay, so the question says that diagram 3 shows all this. Okay, two intersecting points, P and Q. Sorry, my bad. Okay, the 2 points of intersection, P and Q. Probably a question that's not going to ask you to find the point, but okay. So area M is a region bounded by the straight line, Y equals to Fx, and the curve. Okay, so there are 2 boundaries. Okay, 2 boundaries. Okay, which is Fx and Gx. Okay, dua tidak sempadannya means we are looking at, something with dua sempadan is maybe something like this lah. Okay, only 2 boundaries. So we need to look for a region. Okay, all these regions over here that is covered by only 2 boundaries. Okay, this region over here is 3 boundaries, 4 actually. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 sempadan. So it doesn't make sense. So the only one that is covered by the 2 boundaries, the straight line and the curve, is this region. Straight line and the curve. Okay. Okay. Because dia punya sempadan hanya 2 saja, the straight line and the curve. So ini saja ruang di mana sempadannya adalah di sini. The 2 lines besar. Okay, the straight line and the curve. Okay, B. Using definite integral, write an expression to represent the area of M. Okay. This is a little bit different than what I usually do, but okay. So we're going to find out how to find this area. Okay. In a normal setting, okay, I will teach people. The big one is the trapezium. Okay, this is the shape of a trapezium. So the trapezium minus the area under the curve, which is from here to here. Okay, so I'm going to say that the area of M is the trapezium area minus the area under curve. The curve is Gx lah. Okay, but now the problem is, okay, the big problem is I cannot write trapezium because the question wants me to do it in a definite integral. So I'm going to have to change the trapezium part to the area under the line Fx, which is this one. Okay, minus the area under the curve Gx. Okay, and if I'm going to this one integrate it, okay, the Fx one will be the integration of Fx dx dari A sampai B minus the area under the curve from A to B as well of gx and dx. Okay, did I answer the question? Okay, that's how I would write it. This is a 1 mark question only. Okay, just want you to understand this one. Okay, just writing it out in the integral form. Okay, dalam bentuk pengamiran. Okay, which is dari A ke B. So under the line is this section. Under the curve is this section. Yang saya mau dia punya baki lah, tolak. Okay, under the line is this. The curve is this. So dia punya baki pun terdapat. Okay, minus. Okay. One thing that I want to emphasize is whenever you're finding for the area under the curve, especially in paper 2 integration questions, it usually involves one shape that is very easy for you to find: square, rectangle, trapezium. Trapezium is most of the time. Okay. Then minus one integration. You can do both integrations, also no problem. Okay. But I find that sometimes, especially students for visual, bila dia orang nampak macam ni, oh, yeah, it's a trapezium minus the curve lah. Okay, then they remember the trapezium better. So find out which way works best for you. Okay, if you find that, oh, kalau saya mau semua integral, if that works for you, go ahead and do it. Okay, but I find that a lot of students are visual. They nampak tu trapezium is easier for them to graph. So trapezium minus the curve. So you only do the integration one time. It's because perkara yang saya takut is, kamu banyak buat integration, something is bound to slip along the way. Okay, but that's for paper 2 questions. We can talk about it maybe. All right, thank you for the question. Did I cover all your questions, Azhar? Can you? Okay. Just wanted to make sure. Wow. I still have a. Okay. I'm quite impressed. 29 of you, but some of you have been going in and going out. I see that there is 34 people who have come in. Okay, step 2, question 7. Okay, which is the question right next to it. Right, Azhar? Okay, step 2, question 7. Is what we're going to be talking about. Let me once again drop the whiteboard. You know, sometimes I wonder, what if our movement control order, what happens if I run out of ink? You know, let's say, because I have so that many pens in my house, what if I run out of ink during the movement control order and then I can't go out? Did you guys hear that? Macam ada arahan sudah kan untuk askar keluar starting this Sunday. So I'm like, wow, if I finish ink, that's it. No, I got nothing to write here. How am I going to write this? Anyway. Good law, really good Run out of ink Apa jadi. Lukis di dinding pakai pencil. Thank you very much. You come and paint my wall for me lah. Use the share screen. I can, but how am I going to write the stuff on my mouse pad? You know how ugly my writing is? Already my writing is so ugly. You need to write on the mouse pad So still can go out lah, yeah, but the stationery shop are closed. Who's going to buy my review for this? Goodness type, Yeah, quite very long time. I think it's possible. Okay, anyway, coming back to the question, question 7. Given that the integration of 1 to 4 of px to the power of 5, oh dear, my x is so horrible, plus 8x squared over x to the power of 4 dx equal to 2p minus 5. Where p is a constant, find the value of p. Okay? Okay. Pelihara sotong. Okay. Thank you, Shane. Very, very humorous cadangan. Kalau ada sotong juga di rumah, but who's gonna pelihara lah, okay? Ada orang pelihara sotong ni di papar. Okay. So when it comes to this integration of this, then they give you the final product, right? So most people, okay, or the dangerous thing to do is to kasih sambung ke dari sini. Okay, let's break it apart. Okay, we break it apart and we see what happens. We can actually integrate this. This is an easy integration, but we need to simplify it first. Okay, for example, if my equation is px5 over x to the power of 4 plus 8x squared over x to the power of 4. I'm going to hold on for this. Okay, I can actually simplify it. Just like the question that we did earlier on, before I had to break for a while. Okay, so this one, if I cut, this will be px. This will be plus, okay, this one will be cut, this will be minus 2, so the 8x to the power of minus 2. Okay, let me integrate this. This becomes a much easier integration to do. Okay, just like the differentiation just now. When you simplify methods, you break it apart, you simplify it, you find that actually it's not as difficult as it looks. This looks super complicated and super difficult. Okay, which is precisely why the question exists. Okay, but if you break it apart and make it easier, okay, it becomes much easier to integrate. So you integrate this will become, from 1 to 4. Okay, if I integrate this will become px squared over 2 plus, okay, be careful with this. This will become 8x to the power of minus 1 over minus 1. Okay, and then I'm going to have substitute 1 and 4 over here. Okay, I'm going to simplify this because there's a minus 1 at the bottom here. So I'll bring the minus up here, and then I will lose the 1 because 8 divided by 1 is still 8. And this one, I will bring it down. So 8 over x. Okay. If you did not get that, you can rewind this video later in YouTube. You can see how it goes. Okay. So I substitute the 4 and the 1. So p4 to the power of 2 over 2 minus 8 over 4 minus p1 to the power of 2 over 2 minus 8 over 5. Okay, I will get this as, this will be 8p, okay, minus 2, okay, minus, this will be half p minus 8. Okay, notice that even until this step, I'm still holding on to my bracket. Okay, mostly because, I'm sorry, but isn't it more blurry than last time? Oh, sorry, very blurry. Blurry as in your brain is blur or the video is blur? Both. The figure is blur. Tonight, sir, is more blurry. Means the video is blur. What is ya? Don't say ya. Ya to what? Oh, my face is blur. Oh, video yang blur. Okay, well, if the video is blur, it's probably because insert lame joke here. Okay, I'm not sure, sorry. Okay, so anyway, coming back to this. So the reason why I hold on to this bracket is because there's a minus sign in front, and the tendency is for people to forget there is a minus sign. Because when you open the bracket, this becomes 8p minus 2 minus half p plus 8. Okay, a lot of things that people forget. Okay, so 8p and oh, something wrong with this. Hold on now. Am I doing something wrong here? Can anybody detect? Did anybody detect a mistake in my part over here? 2p minus 5 is the constant. Okay, so far so good, I think. And the 7. Yeah. Okay, fine. So whenever I minus this, 8p minus half p, this will be 15 over 2p. Minus 2 plus 8 will be plus 6. Okay, so we find, I know, thank you. Ngam, not ngam, Which one is not ngam? Ngam, correct. Okay, 15p plus 6. So this part, once you do, it becomes 15p plus 6. And then dia cakap bahawa the 15 over 2p plus 6 is equals to 2p minus 5. I'm going to change this color to make it easier. Okay, so this is 2p minus 5, which is from our original one. Okay, Then over here, it's a simple mathematical problem. You can go on and continue to solve. I'm just going to give you the final answer because this is an easy math study. Okay, so the answer is P equals to minus 2. Okay, final answer for this one. Okay. I just want to help you by showing, first of all, the simplification that you need to do. You need to simplify in order to integrate. After you integrate, don't forget that when you substitute the first value, the second value, better to hold the bracket so that when you open, you don't make a mistake. Okay. Then when you finally get the answer, kasih sama dengan the answer that they give you to compare. Okay. Then you finally get P equals to negative 2. Okay. So the green file, page 13, question 1. Green file, green file is this one. Sorry, mine is, not everybody has green though. Some people got yellow, some people got pink, some people got black. Is it this one? Kertas 3. Kertas 2. Okay, this one lah. This one right, Lihui. Okay, I assume this one. Page 13, question 1. Quadratic function. Okay, guys, we're going into this file. Okay, question 13, sorry, page 13, question 1. Okay, quadratic function, the first question. This one. Is it? Miss Tan? This one, okay. So guys, going into this. Okay, take a note now. Negeri Terengganu punya soalan. Question 1. Okay, hold on while I do this again. Maybe I should have a digital whiteboard and that will erase itself when I'm done. Maybe I should invest in it. If I'm going to do this a lot longer, then I'll also invest in a digital whiteboard. Or maybe you can sponsor me a digital whiteboard. Oh, Haris cakap boleh. Oh, thank you, Haris. Okay. Okay, so question. Okay, so paper 2 file, page 13, question 1. Okay, I'm doing it from here. Saya volunteer mau padam. Haris boleh 48. What is 48 and 52? Sorry, I don't understand what this means. Okay, so you're given the curve over here, and it's like this. The curve is y equals to p plus 1 x squared minus 2px plus p minus 3. Am I reading this correctly? Yeah, I guess I should be. Okay, and then you have the maximum point M, and you're given the y-intercept of Q. Okay? Okay, fine. So, then they say the graph has a maximum point of M, okay, and then the y-axis at Q. Find the range of values of P. Fine. Okay. Okay, fine. So, question for A is range of values of P. Okay, in order for us to answer this question, okay, we need to remember a couple of things. Okay, number 1 is that there are 2 types of quadratic graph. One is the smiley one, and the other one is the frown one. Okay, in which, okay, both of these, the general form is ax squared plus bx plus c. Or if I were to put it into this format, it will be ax plus c squared plus q. This one, how to change from here to here is a question for another day. We're not going to talk about that. But this one, the same thing about this one is dua-dua ada A. Okay, and the value of A tells us the characteristic of the graph. In this case, A must be less than 0. Oh, sorry, more. A must be, yes, correct, less than 0, a negative number. Okay, and this one, A must be more than 0. Okay? Because the value of A tells us the shape of the graph. If it is a smiley graph, means nombor ini mesti positive. If it is a frowny graph, then this number must be a negative number. Okay, very important word. So because of that, y equals to blah, 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 you need to know, okay, not interested lah. We're only interested in this one. Okay, since A must be less than 0 because it is a maximum graph or frowny graph, fine. Therefore, I can say that P plus 1 must be less than 0. So in order for me to finish this up, this will be P must be less than negative. And that's the answer for the range of the values of P. Okay? All of you are looking at me like, what is this guy talking about? Does it, yeah, take some time, don't worry, let it sink in for a while. Let me just double check. Oh, okay. Maybe I'm not that right after all. 2P plus 1. Correct. No? Am I not right? Let me just double check with this. Find the range of the values of P. Oh. I see. Okay, sorry. Okay, my bad. I forgot that there's a P here and there's a P here also. Oh, okay. Sorry. It's my bad. But the information I give is correct. Okay, this is correct. But I saw something just now. I didn't see that there was a P over here. Okay, let's reset this. Okay. When we were doing this chapter, okay, you remember when we were talking about this, the discriminant, b squared minus 4ac. Okay, and there are three characteristics. If b squared minus 4ac is more than 0, then your graph will hit at two places. Okay, either here or here. Okay, the graph will look something like this. Okay, if b squared minus 4ac is equal to 0, then your graph will hit at one place here, or if it is a frowny graph, it will only hit at one place like this. Okay, one intersection, because it's b squared minus 4ac equals to 0. But if b squared minus 4ac is less than 0, then you will have graph tergantung. Okay, which in our case is like this one. Okay, and since I can identify what is A, B, and C, okay, this is A, this whole thing is B, and this whole thing is C. Okay, and because the graph from the diagram is a tergantung punya graph like this, therefore I can say that b squared minus 4ac is less than 0. Okay, C. So my b squared is negative 2p, the whole thing squared, minus 4, c plus 1, c is p minus 3 is less than 0. Okay. You go on and do it, and then you will get p is less than negative 3 over 2. Okay, by using the discriminant, okay, we learned this last time, discriminant. The shape of the graph, or at least how many points yang dia potong dengan paksi X, tells us which discriminant to use. Either more or equal or less. If it is a tergantung one like this, okay, then it will be less than 0 lah. Okay, sorry, just now that's the wrong information because I overlooked the P over here because there's more than one P. Okay, so we use b squared minus 4ac to answer the first part of the question. Okay, all right. Next one is who was it that asked me this question? Oh, Miss Tan, you want me to finish the whole question or just this part only? Is Miss Tan even still here? Oh, Miss Tan is still here. Oh, the whole thing, okay, can. So if -1 and 10, can I rub it off? Because I will probably need the rest of this one. It's a 5-mark question. This is 2 marks because this is 1 mark and this is the next mark. Okay, but how to go from here to here is a bit more, ada beberapa langkah lagi lah. Okay, so I'm going to rub this side off just to give me a little bit of space. Okay. All right, if -1 and -10 is a point on the graph, find the value of Q. Find the value of Q. Okay. No, we don't want to do that. But okay, fine. The value of Q, okay. Value of Q, look at the position. Look at the position of the Q coordinate. I know that one of the values is x is equal to 0. Okay, and the y equals to Q. So if I substitute all the x's in here, I'll get Q, okay, equals to p plus 1 0 squared minus 2p times 0, okay, plus p minus 3. Okay, then after that, I will have all this. This will be 0 because it's multiplied by 0. This will be 0. So Q equals to p minus 3. Okay, but hold on. Enough so far. We're going to do that first. Hold on, let me just check something. Okay, then the next one is I'm not finding the value of P or the value of Q. The value of Q, correct. Okay, the next one is you are given -1 and -10. Okay, which is the x and the y over here. So I'm going to do the same thing that I did just now. Okay, I substitute the -10. -10 equals to p plus 1 times -1 squared minus 2p, okay, times -1 plus p minus 3. Okay, looks complicated, okay, but when you solve it, actually very simple. Okay, and once you get the value of p equals to, this is probably the reason why I need a bigger one. Okay, you get the p equals to -2. Okay, lepas kau selesaikan ini semua kan, kau akan dapat p equals to -2. And once you get p equals to -2, then I can find q. Q equals to -2 minus 3, which is -5. Okay, but we're using the same principle that we learned from the first question just now, or one of the earlier questions. Is that when they give you a coordinate, okay, it makes sense to substitute in first and see what happens from there. Okay, so don't forget that the coordinates and even things like this, okay, give you very valuable pieces of information. Okay, where you can actually substitute the y and the x coordinate in, so that you can form equation. You can do kind of a simultaneous equation, but it's not really that. It's not really a complicated simultaneous equation. Sorry, it's not really a complicated simultaneous equation. Just when you solve this, you get p equals to -2, and then after that, you are done with the rest. Okay, right. The last question is probably the last question for the night now, guys, unless you have a pressing question. What is question B? Okay, the coordinates of M. Okay, in order for me to find the coordinates of M, I need to substitute everything that I know before. So if Q equals to -5, I'm going to put this as -5 first, although it's unimportant. But this information is very important. P equals to -2. Because when I know what is P, because when I know what P equals to -2 is, then everything else becomes very easy for me. Okay, if I put minus 2 over here, y equals to minus 2 plus 1 x squared minus 2 times minus 2 x plus minus 2 minus 3. Oh dear, is this very small, too small? Okay, so then I'll get y equals to minus x squared plus 4x minus minus 2 minus 3, sorry, minus 5. Okay, so this is my quadratic equation. In order for me to find the point n, okay, and this is known as the maximum point. Whenever you want to find the maximum point from a given quadratic equation, sorry, from a given quadratic equation, okay, there's only one way to do it, guys, and it's not going to be a very nice way, okay, but we have to do penyempurnaan kuasa 2. What is completing the square, correct? Okay, it's called completing the square. Okay, completing the square is a whole lot of things. Okay, so I'm going to rub off the whiteboard and show you. But this information is very important because I cannot complete the square if I have this. Okay, I need all this information. I put it in, I'll get this, then I can complete the square properly. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to complete the square, and then we'll probably call it a night. Okay, so change to black color. Okay, our original equation is y equals to minus x squared plus 4x minus 5. But we cannot complete the square if the x squared is a negative number. It has to be 1. Okay, so I'm going to bring out the 1, and this is the part that I'm going to complete. Okay, ini saya kasih tinggal dulu. Ini yang saya mau complete. Okay, syarat untuk completing the square is the x squared, the number in front of the x squared, okay, must be a positive 1 number. Otherwise, this won't work. Okay, so I'm going to bring up this minus 1. Okay, how many of you remember what's completing the square? Completing the square is taking the center number, okay, the negative 4, okay, and you divide it by half, and then you square it. Okay, so setengah kali x kuasa 2. So it will be minus 4x, okay, plus half of this is minus 2 squared. Okay, minus 2 squared. Okay, this is what we call, okay, completing the square. Okay. How did I get this? How did I get this magical negative 2? It's because of this center number. The center number is negative 4. So half of negative 4 is negative 2. Then I square it. Okay, I repeat. No, I don't need to repeat. You watch yourself in the video. Okay. Then after that, I will have plus 5. Okay, and the back there. So this and this, if you were my student, then I would have taught you that this and this becomes the sandwich. Okay, so this will be minus 1, the x minus 2 squared. Okay, this and this, saya kasih sandwich dan saya kasih square semuanya. Kemana pergi hilangnya this negative 4 is just like the cheese in your sandwich. You can't see it, but it's there. Okay, wow. Okay, then this one will be minus 4 plus 5. Okay, then let me finish up this one. This will be y equals to negative 1. I'm going to bring this minus x squared. Minus 4 plus 5 is actually plus 1, but multiplied by minus 1 will be minus 1. Okay, so this is my this one. So the maximum point, okay, if you remember this format, the maximum point is given here. The y coordinate at the maximum point is here. Okay, when x is the opposite number of this, the maximum point, okay, is 2 and negative 1. Okay, take the number as is from here and take the number from here, but change the sign. Kasi tukar dia punya tanda. Okay, so this minus 2 will become 2. And then you get the maximum sign, which is the final answer. Okay, yeah, I can see a lot of you guys are like, oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, those of you with your cameras on, you guys are kind of zoning out. Okay, it's been a long day for everyone. You got a question? Okay, can I? Where's the question? Angelo has a question before. What's the question? Green file. Sorry, not everybody has the same color, bro. Okay. Sometimes it's green, sometimes it's black. Okay, paper 2 file, quadratic equation. What question are we doing? What page? One question. Quadratic equation. Mine got no page. Page 20. Wow, Mr. Liao, the amazing speaker. Page 20. Page 10. Okay, so we are doing quadratic equation, question 1. Okay, paper 2 file. Okay, so the first question says, if alpha and beta are the roots of the quadratic equation, form a quadratic equation of alpha over 3 and beta over 3. So you have 2x squared minus 3x minus 6 equals to 0. Sorry, I need to see whether this is minus or plus. So I'm going to look at the... well, I'm in luck. You don't have the answer for me here, so... what do they do? Hold on. Yeah, they don't have the answer for me here, so I'm gonna have to blind my way through this. It looks like minus and minus lah kan. 2x squared minus 3x minus 6. Okay, I'm just gonna assume that. Okay, if any one of you have a clearer copy, please tell me. So 2x squared minus 3x minus 6, and then they say alpha and beta are the roots. Okay, and then find the new root. Find the equation with the new root of alpha over 3 and beta over 3. Okay, so it is important for us to note that when we want to, yesterday we talked about sum of roots and product of roots. Okay, if you remember, x squared minus sum of root x plus product of root equals to 0. Okay, then we use it to compare. Okay, but the very important thing that you must note is that the number in front of x squared must be 1. There's no but about it. If you want to use the sum of roots and the product of roots, the number in front of the x squared must be 1. Look at our equation over here. The number in front of the x squared is not 1. So we need to change it a little bit before you can do anything. Okay, so changing it, we will get x squared minus 3 over 2x minus 3 equals to 0. Then I can use the sum of roots and the product of roots. So the alpha and the beta is the sum of roots. Okay, sum of roots, alpha and beta is equals to 3 over 2. Okay, don't forget that for the sum of roots, we must change the tanda. Okay, from negative become positive, from positive become negative, and the product of roots will be alpha times beta will be negative 3. Okay, so why do we do this first? Because we need this info to form our new root. Okay, so this is the info from the old roots, so that when we have the new root, okay, new root, our new roots are alpha over 3 and beta over 3. So the sum of the root is alpha over 3 plus beta over 3, which is alpha plus beta over 3. Saya kasih gabungkan. Alpha plus beta from the old information is 3 over 2. So 3 over 2 over 3, okay, will give you 1 over 2. Okay, 1 over 2. And then the product of roots will be alpha over 3 times beta over 3, which is alpha beta over 9. Okay, alpha beta over 9. Alpha and beta, you get negative 3, so negative 3 over 9 will be negative 1 over 3. Then I can substitute this into our kita punya acuan. So the equation is x squared, okay, minus, because the original number is half, so the new one must be minus half x plus negative 1 over 3 equals to 0. Okay, I'm going to change this a little bit. So x squared minus half x minus 1 over 3 equals to 0. And in recent years, we find that this kind of answer is no longer acceptable. We need to naik lah. So we multiply everything by 2 first to hilangkan the 2. You get 2x squared minus x minus 2 over 3 equals to 0. And you multiply everything by 3 to get rid of the 3. Okay, I'll get 6x squared minus 3x minus 2 equals to 0. And this is our final answer. Okay, for question A. Okay, important thing to note is that before you start anything, before you find the sum of roots and the product of roots, make sure that your quadratic equation follows the acuan. Okay, the acuan is always x squared minus sum of roots x plus product of roots. There should be no number in front of the x squared. I mean, the number should be 1. Okay, so please make sure that if you get a quadratic equation next time, change it first before you find the. Otherwise, all this doesn't matter. Okay, because you first step sudah salah. Okay. All right. Okay, I'm going to continue. Don't worry, I'm going to upload this in about maybe 15 minutes. Ada soalan senang saja. Shane, jangan ada soalan bodoh, Shane. Okay. Apa soalannya? Okay, I'm going to do question B, and then if there's no more questions besides Shane's question, then we can call it a night. Okay, but don't worry about this. You can look at the video on YouTube later. You can pause it and copy the different down. Nanti lah saya jawab tu, Shane. Okay, B. Okay, question B. Maybe the answer to that will be ya, kecuali orang yang menanya soalan itu lah. Yeah, okay. So, okay, this is the question. You're given over here, minimum is 2 and 3. The intersecting point over here is 23, I think. Okay, and you're given y is equals to px plus h squared plus k. Okay, find the values of p, x, and k lah. Okay, bye, Alicia. Don't worry, you can watch the video. If you're sleepy, you can go off already. Okay? Don't worry. Cannot answer this one. Okay. So you're given this, you're given this 2 and 3, 23, and then this one. Okay, guys, this is not our normal form. This one is sudah kena completed the square. Sudah kena completed the square means this number and this number is automatic from here. Okay, except that the number for the x must change sign. So this will be y equals to p x minus 2 squared plus 3. Okay, the number k must be the same. Okay, only the one that is next to the h mesti tukar tanda daripada coordinate. Kalau coordinate negative, then here will be plus. But because our coordinate is positive, so this must be minus. So I already answered h equals to negative 2, k equals to 3. The only problem now is how to find t. Click on the gallery view. Why can't you see other people's cam on com? Can you can see, just click on. Sorry. Okay, so in order for me to find P, let's not forget that they give one more point actually, which is this. A very important piece of information over here. The coordinate over here is 0 and 23. Okay, 0 and 23. So 23 equals to P 0 minus 2 squared plus 3. And I can find P already from here. Okay, so I'm just going to leave it as that. Okay, please don't forget now that whenever they give you another point, it's a valuable piece of information that you can use to find other things. Okay, all these kind of things, you know, it's good practice to write out the coordinate so that you don't forget, okay, we can use this coordinate for something. Okay. Yes, Nicole. Okay, let me just double check the answer lah. Mana tahu lah saya salah gitu. Oh yeah, but there's no answer for this. Sorry. Since there's no answer, I better give you lah. Nicole, you can ask first if you want 4p plus 3. So 20 equals to 4p, p equals to 5. Why dy z negative 2? Sorry, which question are you referring to? Why dy z negative 2? Sorry, I don't know which question you're referring to. X plus h. Okay. This one, not dy lah. The x plus h plus negative 2. Wow. This is a very long question to answer. Can I be very lazy and just say that because it's the rule? You know, just like how we say that, you know, okay, for example, x squared plus 5x plus minus 4 equals to 0. The sum of roots is always the opposite of the number, minus 5. And the product of roots is the same as the actual number itself. Okay, so likewise, okay, and because of completing the square, we find that when you complete the square, when you do this and you complete the square, it turns out the same way. That this number must always be opposite to the x coordinate that is given. So what formula? About the formula, yeah, I guess you can say that. I wouldn't actually say that it's because of the formula, but actually, if you complete the square, okay, if you do the completing the square properly, you will find that the coordinate, the number inside here, when it corresponds to the coordinate, the sign is different. Okay. Yeah, about the mole thing. Yeah, also can. Okay. If you want the real note, okay, it's according to buku rujukan lah. Okay. The buku rujukan will write it like this. If, let's say, I have a minimum point, okay, I'm going to call this P and Q. Okay, so sorry, I'm going to do this later. Okay, the minimum point, and if we give you the formula is y equals to a x plus p squared plus q. Okay, so the minimum point is q when x equals to minus p. Okay, so that means this coordinate here is minus p and q. And the reason for this, okay, the reason for this is minimum point, okay, minimum point happens when x plus p squared equals to 0. Okay, bring the square over, x plus p equals to 0, therefore x equals to minus p. That's the nota lah. Okay, the actual mathematical explanation of this is this. Okay, there's a little bit of error here, but I'm gonna just, you know, does the minimum point and maximum is the same in the formula? Yes. Doesn't matter whether it's minimum or maximum. Okay, I can use this same thing for both. Okay? It doesn't matter to me. Okay, because the idea is this kurungan, whatever it is, it must be 0. Okay, in order for it to be a minimum or maximum point. Okay, so let's say if I give you this one y equals to x plus 2 squared minus 3. Okay, so the minimum point is minus 3, no point. Okay, but in order for me to find the x coordinate, okay, so the y coordinate is minus 3. The x coordinate happens now only when x plus 2 equals to 0. This whole thing is equals to 0. Okay, then I'll get x plus 2 equals to 0, so x is equal to minus 2. X is minus 2, y is minus 3, so the maximum point is, oh sorry, this is the minimum point. The minimum point is negative 2 and negative 2 and negative 3. Negative 3 is the same as the original number, but the negative 2 is different from the number inside the golongan. Okay, different from the number inside the golongan. Dalam golongan positif, di luar adalah negatif. If you find it difficult to remember, then remember that the whole golongan must be equal to 0. You will definitely get this wrong. Okay? That's the actual mathematical explanation. Whether it is a minimum point or maximum point, the rule is still the same. Okay, the completed square part must be equal to 0. That's the rule of it. Okay, no worries. Okay. I don't know about you, but I'm tired. I will probably not do this over the weekend because I want you to finish my homework. Okay, especially those of you who I teach at Math before we start next week now. Okay, but those of you who are joining the classes, please don't forget this Sunday we have a briefing. Okay, what time is the briefing? Let me see. The briefing is at 2 p.m. Okay, so Sunday our briefing is at 2 p.m. Okay, 2 to 3, and I will give a briefing firstly on what you need to prepare, okay, for the defense, and then I will probably give you the whole list of homework to do, okay, for all the chapters that are different. Okay, and then other things that if you want to ask, you can ask during the briefing. Okay, so I will see you tomorrow, because tomorrow is a Saturday, and I need to prepare for next week's class. But if you have any questions, you can always ask me. You know,